Hi guys, happy Wednesday. Welcome to my Pregnancy Wednesday vlog. Today, what I wanted to talk about is pregnancy must-haves. The reason that I wanted to do this vlog is because I have a lot of friends who are actually pregnant right now for the first time, and they asked me what are some things that you really have to have while you're pregnant, because obviously in your first pregnancy you don't really know. You can either play it by ear and see how things go and experiment and buy whatever you think you need, or you can do some research and watch vlogs or read pregnancy vlogs like I did when I was pregnant first with Emmeline. I'm hoping that this vlog will help you out if you're wondering what you need or what you should buy or what could be helpful to you. And if not, well, you know, you can tune in next week and see what else I'm gonna talk about. I'm sorry if I look a bit tired today. For the past 3 nights I've been up at 5:36, or past 3 mornings I've been up at 5:30 or 6 in the morning because Emmeline's been waking up very early. And I'm extremely tired because last night I went to bed at about 1 o'clock because the baby was kicking and moving around and I couldn't go to sleep. So, oh, I'm sorry if I look a bit haggard or tired or confused. Alright, I know it's better to have 5 or 10 things or 15 things, like a nice even number of the best pregnancy things or pregnancy must-haves, but for me, when I make these vlogs, it's really about me and what I'm doing, and I hope that maybe I can help somebody else who is curious or has questions, so I'm just gonna tell you everything that I like to use when I'm pregnant. First pregnancy must-have, which I'm actually really bad about, is water. I'm very bad about drinking water. When I don't drink water and I'm pregnant, I get extremely dry skin, extremely dry lips, I get headaches, everything just, you get hot. So drinking water while you're pregnant is extremely important. So I always say for myself, carry around a bottle of water. For me, I drink more water if I have a bottle of water with me. I usually use a big stainless steel water bottle. We don't have it because it's in storage right now, so I'm just using the biggest water bottle that I can find. If you're at home and you have a glass, just maybe leave it on the counter and try and make sure you drink it, but water. That's my first pregnancy must-have. The next pregnancy must-have, which I'm not using so much for my second pregnancy, but I had it with my first pregnancy, and it was by far the most fantastic thing that I had, was a couple of books actually about not necessarily pregnancy, but for birth. I didn't read any books on being pregnant. It wasn't important to me, but birth, it was something that, I don't know, I wanted to read more about, look into, because you can, you know, you want birth to be as nice for you as it can be. So you want to have the birth that you want, the labor that you want. So the first book that I recommend, no matter what kind of labor or birth that you want to have, is Ina May's Guide to Childbirth. I absolutely recommend this book. This is the most fantastic book you will ever read when it comes to labor and delivery and pregnancy. It's not a gory book about that, but in the first half of the book, it's all these birth stories from women, and they're wonderful birth stories. They're natural birth stories, so it's kind of uplifting, and they're really, really wonderful to read. They don't tell you it's not painful. You know, some of them say it's very unique. It's really wonderful. And then the second half of the book talks about the mind and body connection during labor. It talks about, let me just see if I can find, the essentials of birth, it's called, and it just talks about different stages going into labor, what's going to happen, the mind and body connection, how women's bodies are made to, you know, give birth to babies. And so if you're feeling nervous or anxious about your labor and birth, and if this is your first pregnancy or your second pregnancy and you didn't read it, pick up this book and read it. It's fantastic. It is just absolutely fantastic book. The second book, if you're planning on breastfeeding your baby, it's a must-have. This is a must-have. Is The Womanly Art of Breastfeeding. And it's by La Leche League International. I recommend getting the updated version because they do change it from time to time. So here's that book. It is phenomenal. It talks about everything that, I mean, anything that you need to deal with breastfeeding is in here. I recommend if you are going to breastfeed that you get a lactation consultant or have somebody help you. That is the the most surefire way to successfully breastfeed your baby is to have somebody there. You can always go and call. I'm sure there's a La Leche League leader wherever you live in any country. So if you are struggling and you can't afford a lactation consultant or they're not free, you can always try and contact somebody from La Leche League in your area. But this book, you've got to pick it up. It talks about what to do if your baby's premature, sleeping, pumping milk to go when you can't be with your baby. It talks about babies in the beginning and what it's like to breastfeed a newborn and then this age and that age. It is absolutely fantastic and I recommend that you get this book. These two books, you will love them. You will. Absolutely. Next pregnancy must-have is invest in a really good, comfortable pair of maternity jeans. Get them. You will want them. I'm just wearing right now a pair from H&M. I don't know if you can see them. So these are the maternity jeans I have from H&M. Just these. And they have this piece here that kind of covers your bump. And that's really useful for keeping the maternity jeans up because I have a pair without this and I always thought this was kind of silly. Why is this piece covering your stomach? And then I realized because the pants are so low that it's hard to keep them up without some kind of support, and that gives them support. But that's these. So you don't have to buy anything super expensive. Like I said, mine are just from H&M. And I did go a size up because they're more comfortable. I'm really sensitive to fabrics when I'm pregnant and I wanted something that was really comfortable, so I did go one size up in jeans. But I recommend getting that because I tried to go through my first pregnancy without buying any maternity clothes, and at the end I had to break down and buy a pair of jeans because maternity jeans, because it was just too uncomfortable to have other things. I couldn't. The next pregnancy must-have, which is also great for breastfeeding, so it's got a dual purpose, is a cami, a nursing cami or nursing tank top, however you want to say that wherever you're from. So this is a black one. It's covered in cat hair, so you'll have to forgive me because I have cats. But just one of these, the tight ones. I love them for two reasons. I love them for breastfeeding, obviously, and it has the bra in it, so if you don't want to wear a bra, you don't have to, which is fantastic. And I love them to go underneath my shirts that start to get too short during my pregnancy. So when I'm nearing my third trimester, and I'm in my third trimester, my shirts, my t-shirts become quite short, and I still want to wear them. So if I just pop this underneath, it's fine. You know, it just covers, it keeps you covered. Right? Unless you don't want to be covered, you're fine. But that's something I recommend, is a nursing tank top or nursing cami. I have one in black and one in white. Just two. That's all I have. And that's enough for me. The next thing is pretty simple. I don't have an example with me. But snacks to go. Have a little bag of almonds or a piece of fruit or a little bar. Just keep something with you. Keep it in your purse, keep one in your car, keep them around your house in different places. There will be times that you just find yourself really hungry for this moment. I'm starving, I need food. And if you have it with you, it's gonna be much better. It's gonna make you a lot happier. Talking about snacks, another pregnancy must-have of mine is prunes. Soft prunes. Okay? I love prunes in general, I really do. I know a lot of people don't like them, maybe they don't give them the chance, they have a bad association with them, but I do love them, and I always have them, especially when I'm pregnant. I don't know, I think I was just told that eating prunes throughout your pregnancy helps everything after your baby is born. In terms of, you know what I'm talking about, going to the bathroom after you have a baby. I've told that it's really helpful. I've told it's really helpful to keep everything regulated while you're pregnant because if you are pregnant, sometimes you can have some issues in that area. Not everyone, but some people. That's another reason to drink lots of water too. They're sweet and they're soft. I love having them around as one of my pregnancy must-haves. I love them. They're the perfect amount of sweet. They're not super unhealthy for you, and it kind of makes me feel like I'm eating like a gummy or some kind of candy, and it's not candy. Also, talking about food and drink, this is something that is maybe a pregnancy must-have in the first trimester, and that would be ginger tea. If you suffered from morning sickness, if you did or you think you might in your pregnancy, I think ginger tea does help a little bit. It doesn't help a lot. It didn't help a lot for me, but it did help me a little bit, and it also gave me like a warm cup of something very comforting to drink when you're not feeling well, like a little bit of ginger tea, I thought was really, really nice to have. I personally don't put a lot of creams or lotions or oils on my body. I don't do that. I used to do that and I had lots of problems with my skin. I stopped using a bunch of different things and I haven't had any problems with my skin. So that's just how it works for me. Everyone's a bit different. But the one thing that I really use, I haven't started using it yet, I probably should be, but I used it with Emmeline, was a dry brush. I don't have mine here. It looks almost like a big brush you'd use in the bathroom, like, or in the shower, and you can use it to dry brush your skin and it will get rid of all the dead skin cells and it will help with itching. Some people say it helped them in preventing stretch marks. I think it's fantastic to have a dry brush. I used it every day after my, I don't know, in the middle of my second trimester, so about now with Emmeline, and I loved it. It was so helpful towards the end of my pregnancy, and especially doing my stomach and my thighs and just taking that time for myself and dry brushing my body. Some women like to use some oil and to put that on. I don't like it, but towards the end of my pregnancy with Emmeline, my stomach did get a bit itchy and I did happen to use some coconut oil on my stomach because it just helped. It just felt better when I did that. So I would dry brush and then I would put some coconut oil on. I think it'll be more difficult for me to do that this time with a toddler running around, but maybe Alvin can help me out while I do that. Dry brush and coconut oil, fantastic pregnancy must-haves, especially in your third trimester. Another thing, I don't have it now because I did have one, I got rid of it when we were moving, is what's it called? A maternity pillow? Pregnancy pillow. I did have one and I loved it when I was pregnant with Emmeline. It was fantastic. It gave me much more support under my stomach when I was sleeping. A pregnancy pillow might really help you. It might help you sleep better. It might help you get more comfortable in the bed. I don't have one now. I'm just gonna use, when I get bigger, a pillow probably underneath, because we're co-sleeping with Emmeline right now and she's a toddler. So I don't think I'd be able to fit it in the bed, but I really liked having that big pillow. It was really comfortable and I did like it and it helped a lot. So this is the absolute #1 thing that I would have. This is just, I can't even tell you, this is the #1 thing, is a birthing ball. I would not go without this in my first pregnancy with Emmeline, and I'm not gonna go without it with this one. Get a pregnancy birthing ball. The reason I say you should get a pregnancy one or a birthing ball is because it will withstand your weight. If you go and you get a gym one, I don't know what material it's made out of. It's maybe not from a reputable or trustworthy source for you to be bouncing on it for, you know, a continuous period of time. And I don't want it to pop under you. That would be awful. So just try to get a birthing ball. You can get them on Amazon or you can get them online. This was fantastic. I used it, I sat on it when I watched TV. Instead of sitting kind of crunched up on the couch with your knees above your hips, you're able to sit hips above knees. And it's really comfortable to bounce on it. It just feels like much better just to sit on it or to bounce on it. When I was in labor, it was an essential. When I got that pressure of the contraction, it was so uncomfortable, but when I actually bounced on the birthing ball, it helped relieve some of that pressure, and you know, it felt so much better to sit on the birthing ball when I was in labor. It was fantastic. When I'm pregnant, my lips are extremely dry. It doesn't matter how much water I drink. It doesn't matter where I live. It is extremely dry. So I have to have lip balm or something. I have a homemade lip balm that I use, and it's a must-have. I can't go without it. My lips are so dry. I have to have it. A really good planner or calendar is important when you're pregnant. For me, it's a must-have because I'm not super organized unless I write things down. You have tons of doctor's appointments and things that you have to do while you're pregnant. So it makes sense to have one place to keep a record of it and to keep track of it. And then maybe you can save it and keep it in the baby box if you have one and say, oh, look, this is my appointments when I was pregnant with you when your kid gets older. Maybe, but that's just something that I need to have to keep organized because you do have so many doctor's appointments when you're pregnant and you don't want to forget them. You don't. I don't use my phone for that because I don't check my calendar. If I have a physical calendar, I can say, oh, look, next week I have a doctor's appointment. Okay, got that, got it. This one, if you're not pregnant or you're a man and you're watching this, you might not really want to hear about it, but this is life and this is being pregnant, so we're gonna talk about it. Panty liners. Discharge changes while you're pregnant, and a lot of women get increased discharge. Throw in some panty liners in there. I think it's a must-have. It's been a must-have for me with last pregnancy with Emmeline, and with this pregnancy it has been helpful to have them. Not every day, not all the time, but that is something that changes in your body, and it may be uncomfortable or irritating, or you changing your underwear all the time. That's just a pain. So just getting the super thin panty liners, I think that is something that is really helpful. The last pregnancy must-have that I have is something that I've got new. We actually got it a little while ago. It's this blanket from Belly Armor. So it's a Belly Armor blanket. I'm going to show you the brand right here. Okay, and this blanket is supposed to help block EMF rays and radiation getting to your body if you have your computer on your lap. Because if you're like me and Alvin, you spend a lot of time on the computer, you work on the computer ends up on the lap. Especially here, because I don't have a table to put it on or a desk. So I do have to put my computer on my lap, and it's extremely close to the baby, and we don't know, I mean, maybe some people think I'm being ridiculous, but we don't know what kind of effects, you know, computers and that kind of radiation and cell phones can have on a developing fetus or a developing baby. We don't really know what the consequences can be. And for me, because I have my computer there so often, I mean, I do try and keep it away from me, but it is close to me so many times, and so it's just a risk that we thought, you know what, we'd rather be safe instead of sorry. Those are my pregnancy must-haves. A couple of them, now that I think about it, could totally have come off the list. They could have. So what I think I'm gonna do is, because this list is so long, I'm gonna put it on my blog as well. So I'll try and put the actual link from the blog below in this video when I make that, and you can check it out there. Hope you like this video. I'm sorry it's a bit long. And everyone's pregnancy must-haves are different, but those are things that really helped me, or things that I like to have while I'm pregnant. Maybe on my blog I'll try and break it up for you and say first trimester must-haves, second trimester must-haves, and third trimester must-haves. Alright? I probably could have done 3 separate vlogs, but it's only going to change slightly, and I thought, why not just get it all done at once? Alright, well, thanks for watching today. I hope you guys have a really good Wednesday, and I will see you next week for another pregnancy vlog, and on Saturday for the week in review. Not on Saturday, on Friday for the week in review, if you want to watch that vlog. And then every Saturday I post my weekly bump update on my blog, so you can go to my blog and see that if you'd like. So thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Bye!